Yepa, yepa. Looky, looky. Well, sorry to say, but looks like another one bites the dust. Disclaimer, I'm not on here giving you professional license advice. If you feel that you are in need of mental health treatment or need professional help, go ahead and call your suicide hotline. Call 911 for any emergencies, medical emergencies. And if you have insurance, any type of insurance, go ahead and find yourself a mental health therapist, a clinician, a substance abuse counselor. Uh, I am on here just sharing my personal experience as a recovered uh, mind altering substance user. I don't identify as an addict. I don't identify as recovered. I know I have been healed and I know that I am recovered. I've been clean for the last 16 years and it's all done through my belief in a higher power, something greater than myself. But what I'm doing here is just sharing my personal experience of his story, not my story, but his story. What he has done in my life and what he can do in the life of anybody that believes, comes to believe, or wants to believe. If you don't believe in something greater than yourself and you believe in yourself, then you can do these things as well. But a lot of people say, why do I give the credit to something that I can't see? It's not that you can see them or anything, is that you're giving over control and power and becoming disciplined under somebody else besides yourself who couldn't do it by yourself. But if you can do it by yourself, please go ahead. You don't have to believe, but being a believer is a whole different aspect. That's what got me clean and sober. That's what helped me reach my goals and continuing to live the life that I am currently living. I was able to recover, reform. I went to college, got my associates. I went to university, got my bachelor's, my master's, applied for my doctorates. They said I wasn't ready. So I learned and I studied rehabilitation, reform, mass incarceration, and the social work, human resources, communication. And well, here I am just sharing my personal experiences of how I recovered after 21 years of addiction, did about 20 years in mental health treatment, and uh, learn how to become a learning, learn how to become a therapist who's working on his license at this point. But I'm not here under any license or anything. I'm sharing my personal belief system, how I came to believe in something greater than myself. If you've been to AANA, step 1 and 2, coming to admit that I was powerless and turn my life something uh, greater than myself. So once I started listening and following um, who I identify as my God, um, then my life started changing. And here I am, 16 years clean, working on my 17th. And I'm just trying to share that we have to open our eyes spiritually, mentally, and physically. The world is an orchestrated arena. Through my sociology degree, I've come to realize and studied and read that we have been split. We have been split through a political power. I'm not making this politics, but we have been split through a political position by our government because we, the people, are divided. And if we are divided, we can't stand strong. So, another one bites the dust. Charles Clark, I think is his name. Very educated person, good person, who didn't willingly give up his life that I am aware of. But we never know with this whole conspiracy thing and whatnot. But anyways, uh, the division of humanity caused him to be able to um, end up where he ended up. And everybody else will continue to live. Everybody else will continue to work. Everybody else will continue to be addicted. We, the people, are the ones that should make up our government. We struggle, we strive, but we, the people, are the ones that pull over in the corner of the street, feed the homeless. We, the people that believe in humanity, that believe in helping one another, either believing in something greater than ourselves or believing in our own self morals. We're the ones that feed the homeless. We're the ones that try to house uh, the homeless. We're the ones that are helping those that are in need by creating programs, which sometimes we depend on the government to help us finance. But as we can see, I'm not making this a political thing. You're more than welcome to express yourself, troll me, or whatever. I am a sinner. I have been cursed by that sinful nature, but I'm striving to understand my reality. My reality is not everybody's reality, but people have their own realities, and we have to wake up in the morning and face those realities. And today, what I'm sharing is similar. If I repeat myself, it's because it's important to know that every day that we wake up, it's for a purpose. It is to create, recreate, or construct a life that we pray for, that we desire. The world is beautiful. The world is a lovely place. But we as human beings are the ones that commit the crimes that become corrupted. A tree does not become corrupted. An animal has instincts and is created to act the way it has to act to survive. We as human beings do have a choice, and that choice is to wake up in the morning and better our lives and learn to live with one another, eating, enjoying the natural things that were placed on this earth for us to enjoy. Uh, but here we are sometimes allowing our feelings and our emotions to take control of what is going on in our lives. There's a bunch of things that were created for us to eat. There's a bunch of places that we can choose to go out and build a place for us to be comfortable. I've seen many villages on YouTube. I've seen many houses built in rural areas, off the grid, on the grid. Uh, in LA, a guy living under the bridge controls a big part of it, and he has uh, learned how to use a refrigerator, the jacuzzi, has a living room. You can YouTube this guy. What I'm saying here is, when do we wake up and start seeing each other as human beings? We might be white, brown, yellow, black, whatever, but the world was created for us to nurture and cultivate and become one people. As we were in the beginning, we should be at the end. I'm studying the Tower of Babel at this point, and that story talks about how God created humanity, and we all lived together. We all lived in one place, but we were becoming too powerful. We were becoming so powerful in unity that the people decided that they wanted to build a tower. They wanted to build a tower to reach the heavens, to go into God's realm. But the Creator said, no, that's not the purpose that I put you on earth. It is so that my kingdom can be created in the earth, right? But we have to create it by being united, lovable, having peace, knowledge, and understanding. But here we went trying to break the rules and trying to break the law and build something to infiltrate his area. And he said, well, I'm going to have to scatter these people because they're becoming too strong together. So that's where the division came. But we have to learn to unite, not to reach the heavens or not to control and own more than what we need, but to help each other live and multiply. I don't know exactly how it works or the function of its reality, but the reality is that when we wake up, we need to work on our own lives to be able to understand each other. We are responsible for that change. Nobody else can change us. Nobody else can make us do anything that we don't want to do under corrosion, distress, threats. But um, I was watching a movie yesterday, and the movie had to do with this lady who had lost her child, and when she found out where her child was at, um, the the village got together and tried to keep her from taking the child because the grandmother had raised him. But the lady had a rich family member who paid everybody off, and they all changed their minds after they all had gotten together and prevented the lady and the rich brother to take the child. But if it weren't have been for that money, they would have helped the grandmother. But at the same time, the grandmother didn't deserve to have the child because she was very abusive. She made the child work. She made the child do all this labor and beat her and abuse her. So she was in the wrong. But at the same time, when the opportunity of money came up, the whole village would switch sides. And they had an opportunity to be able to construct a factory that would bring work into their village. And the owner of that company was the brother of the sister that had lost her child. And he gave him a choice. You either return all the money that I gave you that persuade you to switch sides, or we don't build a company in your village. So it was the money that corrupted them. It was the money that allowed them to make the choices that they wanted to live their lives better. It wasn't what was better for the child. It wasn't what was better for the reunion of the mother and daughter, or uh, taking the child away from the abusive grandmother and the other family members in the village. It was the drive for the money. Yes, we do need money for our economy now, but when do we stay faithful and true to our humaneful way? I apologize for the way I speak. I have a medical condition at this point, and I am just doing my best to present this because I'm not going to live forever. But today I am enjoying my life. Today I am reaching out and letting people know that when things are going the way they are, it is because we as human beings are allowing it. We as human beings are making choices to suppress hurt in other people for our self gain. And we, the people, have the power to correct any type of corruption, any type of immoral things happening. We can't go blaming other people. We can't go doing the blame game. There are laws, rules, and expectations that have been placed in place, but everybody has to abide by that. Not just the people enforcing them have the right to break them and punish those that break them that are not hired to enforce them. What I'm saying here is that we can't go blaming somebody that created a system for us to live in peace, love each other, and do more bartering or take a piece of land and grow your own food, your own vegetables, and things to that nature, there wouldn't be an economic system. But we do live in reality, and we do live in a world of modern technology. But how do we use that modern technology to be able to gain knowledge, to be living free lives, not to be out there trying to incarcerate humanity as a whole, because there is now profit in mass incarceration. Imagine that. The more people you incarcerate, the more money you make in your investment. That's not, Chris. That's crazy. But how do we manage and maintain a incarceration system that is created for all people that deserve to be incarcerated? Murder is murder. Stealing is stealing. And it doesn't matter how rich you are or how poor you are. If you committed a crime and you broke a law, then you belong to be incarcerated. When I spent my time in prison, prison, just like addiction, does not discriminate. There were all types of ethnicities, there was all types of gender. Of course, where I did time in California, and they were segregated. Yards were segregated according to. So if you were a male, you stayed in a yard that was all males. If you felt that you had a different gender than a male, you would go to a different yard. If you needed protection, you would go to a different yard. But at that same time, what I'm saying here is that there was no discrimination of who they were incarcerating. There was people of all nationalities incarcerated doing time. Some were doing life, some were doing uh, months, some were doing violations. Some would go in there doing violations. Yes, we are segregated in prison, but trust and believe in prison there was no uh, there was no existence of uh, the KKK, the racial uh, 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 homicides. It was all economic. People would segregate because they were controlling yards for the purpose of making money. Now, when you come out here, you're still living among the same type of people. In prison, it's full of killers, thieves, murders, and liars. But when we're out here in the world, I still believe, and I know that I'm living among killers, thieves, murders, and liars. So I live my life just in a way of trying to be the best that I can, but at the same time, learning how to become love, patient, understanding, and no longer having a simple nature that I was born in. But yet, there's times that I do have to protect myself and my life from other people that might want to take it or take advantage of me. What I'm saying here is just that when you wake up in the morning, it is your responsibility to start creating and becoming the person that you want to be. How do you do it? Well, you start reading, you start going and reaching out to people that do have that service. I am coming on here live for that purpose. That if you feel that you want to talk about mental health, if you feel that you want to talk about addiction, recovery, what helped me overcome depression, anxiety, PTSD, addiction, um, I'll be more than happy to share and freely give it to you. But please, like I said, if you feel that you are in need of professional help, I'm not giving you this as a uh, professional license and legal advice. I'm just saying that I'm sharing my life according to how I have learned to be healed, no longer in recovery, no longer in addiction, but yet enjoying to learn how to live a life of peace, understanding, and fulfilling my goals and my dreams. Slowly but surely, I'm learning how to um, create the life that I want to enjoy because the life that I wanted to enjoy didn't exist. The life that I'm enjoying at this point didn't exist. It's becoming and it's coming into existence because I'm reading the books, I'm studying the exams, I'm taking the quizzes, I'm learning the certification that allows me to do my work according to what they're asking me to do for that job. But at this point, I am implying all these things into my life. That's what got me out of therapy. That's what kept me out of prison. That's what's keeping me learning and going. That I am recreating my life according to where I want to see. I'm looking into getting into criminal justice, but I'm the one that's going to have to go back to school. I'm the one that's going to have to read the books. I'm the one that's going to have to study. I'm the one that's going to have to take the exams, pass the bar, and learn how to become a lawyer, I guess. Uh, but in closing, like I say, if you feel the need, please reach out to those that are licensed and are gonna give you uh, the professional help that is under a legal licensed setting. I'm just sharing my personal experience of how I got recovered, how I got saved, how I healed, no longer a drug addict, no longer uh, acting or living as a thief, a criminal, or things to that nature. Uh, I work, I stay busy, and I try to talk to people that want to talk to me, and those that don't, I leave them alone and let them enjoy their lives. So please, I don't know how this channel works, but if you are able and understand um, the subscribing in order for this to go around or to grow, you have to have like uh, YouTube puts a certain amount. I'm just producing the product. I need your help to make it go around if you believe in what I'm saying. And the only thing that I'm saying is let's stop blaming other people and start taking control of our lives by waking up and putting every drop of energy in how we want to see our lives. You are going to have challenges. You are going to have stumbling blocks. But how do you learn to turn that stumbling block into a stepping stone to help you achieve what you want? Some might be on probation, some might be on parole, others might not have their licenses, others might not have a vehicle. So when you wake up in the morning, you strive one day at a time and trying to accomplish one at a time without worrying about the others so that you can get your license back, come off of paper, start able to get your warrants or your past charges quashed so that you can be able to be seen as a normal member of society, not as a convicted criminal that you were with that stigma. So with that said, I'm gonna close this channel and well, not close the channel, but in this video, and tell those that you love them. Today is a day that was made for you to enjoy. Tomorrow, we're not sure we're gonna be here. Yesterday's gone. So if you're gonna buy flowers, you need to talk or make up with somebody. Please do it today. Today is the day uh, to be enjoying the life because many things happen. People do not wake up. Many things happen. People do not pay attention when they cross a road. Many things happen. Cars stall on railroad tracks. Accidents and death is out there and it's real. So please be who you have to and want to be today. Learn to become who you want to be and want to become today. Because today is the day that was made for you to enjoy. But if you don't create it, you can't enjoy it. Peace out. Much love and respect. Let's take it one day at a time. And subscribe if you feel you want to subscribe. Um, I need to figure out how people can come up here live and we can share or talk. If you feel that you have skills and techniques that can help me better my channel and make it work to where we can all start uniting, please do. And I'll be more than happy to share my life, my experience to help you better take control of yours. It's free. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for anything. Um, just to help you understand that you are the one in control of your life. Let's come together. Let's unite. Let's become one human being as we were created in that Tower of Babel. Thank you very much. Be safe. Love you all. Take care and have a good day.